Hey Outlaws, Cyberpunk 2077. A tale of failure and a tale of success, a tale of comebacks, a tale of betrayals, a tale of missed potential and opportunities. Maybe, except for now. Last we heard is that Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty is coming out, and it's supposedly a 70 gigabyte DLC, which is just absolutely insane. But we are here to talk about multiple things. A little bit about the Dogtown, where this is going to happen. Unfortunately, news that there will be no new romance options, and then confirmed there will be a new ending brought to us by Phantom Liberty. All right, so let's dig in. So first of all, most of it supposedly happens in Dogtown, which is a sector near Pacifica, which you see pictured here before you in the land of Cyberpunk. Now, if I remember correctly, the Pacifica area is where you kind of ran into, I believe it was... there was one hacker group where you dive deep into the net, and you just go on one heck of a crazy adventure. I've only played it once, so I don't quite remember all the names of it. Anyways, so it is Dogtown near Pacifica. And what we're going to look at is, it's kind of like the more lawless section of Pacifica. Although, to be honest, I don't really remember Pacifica not being lawless. All right, so here we go. This is an article written, Game Rant, by Dominic Bosniak. Not sure if I pronounced that. It is hence confirmed that Dogtown is the third sub-district of Pacifica, a southwestern neighborhood of Night City, as well as its southernmost zone. Its borders with the Westwind Estate and the northwestern Coast, blah, 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 blah. And while CDPR originally labeled the imposing Pacifica Stadium as part of Coastview, the sports arena wasn't actually accessible in the base game, apart from its entrance serving as one of Cyberpunk's 2077's fast travel locations. Okay, Dogtown ties into history of Cyberpunk 2077's new United States of America. Good old United States, keep going forward. Although I don't really know how united they actually are. It's definitely not the constitutional republic that was originally formed. Anyways, going forward. All this happening under the watchful eye of Colonel Kurt Hansen, the leader of the Bargus faction that controls major parts of Dogtown, a former military operative for Cyberpunk 2077's new United States of America. Hansen is the person whose face is briefly seen on a billboard in the latest Phantom Liberty trailer premiered on June 11th, which I actually need to go take a look at. He's also the one who renamed Combat Zone to Dogtown after taking control of the district in the aftermath of the Unification War that concluded in mid-2070. Okay, so CDPR has revealed that Hansen was inspired by South American drug lords. Okay, so you know where this is going. Nothing too great. But so, Dogtown, former combat town, overrun by a guy who came back from Unification Wars and is basically now treating it like his own little personal drug kingdom. Hooray! It is what it is. Now, unfortunately for some of you, myself included, which was hoping to have the romance options of V expand a little bit. Unless, of course, you are a hacker and you put in the mod where, you know, the straight male V can also seduce the great Judy and not just be stuck with Panam. There will be no new romance options whatsoever. Why? I don't know. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't. It does not make sense at all, but whatever. All right, so here we go. Little bits of information from a guy who looks like Qui-Gon Jinn, but his name is Marcin Momote. He stated, while we'll add / change tons of new stuff to the game, along with the release of Phantom Liberty, as you noted in the tweet above, romances are not going to be part of that. V's going to be focused on the intrigue they got themselves into, i.e., you know, alluding to, you know, either male V or female V, which way you want to go. So, no new romances and no significant additions to existing romances. CDPR said there might be some small things with your chosen partner, but in the past, that's mostly been a few flirty texts here and there, yeah, when they've added stuff like that. And I agree, that is pretty freaking lame. So, yes, there's a huge chunk coming, lots of storylines, an additional ending, depending on which actions you take or choices you make, but there will be no new additional romances, nothing, some crazy new fling to go chase after, yada yada. Now, I believe that's because this is still technically a DLC, and they just didn't have the desire, really, to program all that in there, create additional new endings, have endings come up with where you follow with this new romance option rather than the existing romance option, and then they'd have to program Judy and Panam, and, well, I'm not gay, so I didn't chase after the other dudes. I didn't chase after any of the dudes, actually. Those guys, their romance options, because think about it, you would have to program their like response to you ditching them and going with somebody else. And I just could see that as being a huge pain in the butt. And since they basically pigeonholed themselves into forcing you to pick only one option, that's really restrictive, and it'd be a lot of work for them to have to program a code out of that, which is just kind of stupid and short-sighted. But I have voiced my opinion in the past where I think Cyberpunk 2077 should continue based off of Night City and not create a new one or like a whole new second game, a whole new map. They should just keep building off what they already have. Okay, now let's move on to the last and finest and greatest part of this DLC is that it is confirmed Phantom Liberty will have a new ending for RV. There's got to be a way out of this, Johnny Silverhand declares at the opening of the latest Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty trailer. Johnny, I'm dying, V replies. There's nothing that could stop that. But what if there is? And let's go. There could very well possibly be. So yeah, it's confirmed. We got a new ending. All right, let's read this little part of the article. One of the most intriguing aspects of the expansion, outside the major overhaul it promises, is the fact that it's set to introduce a new ending to the fold when it comes to the game's core experience. In an interview with somebody, CD Projekt Red game director and vice president Gabe Amatangelo revealed that based on the ending within Phantom Liberty, you can unlock a new ending in the base game. You will get to seduce this wild, crazy cyborg lady. Nope, no, we already know that's not true because you don't get a new romance option. So there you go. Vice President, new ending. The choices you make within Phantom Liberty will lead to a new ending in Cyberpunk 2077. So what will it be? Who knows? According to this article right here, the final choice you make is based on who you decide to reach out to for help when Johnny's construct begins to really take its toll on V. So I guess that could be what sets this apart. Maybe you'll reach out to somebody else within this new DLC, and then that will give you an additional ending while not changing everything too much. And then they can just kind of, like I mentioned earlier, kind of just cram in some of the responses from the already set characters or your romance options on what exactly happens. All right, Outlaws, I just want to catch up real quick with Cyberpunk. We kind of cover it off and on this channel, but, you know, always like to cover something really cool, and it fits the channel pretty well. And I actually do enjoy it, even though it's been months since I've played it. All right, we will see you next time. Later.